What is going on, y'all? What is up? How you guys doing? This is CJUFC Picks. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to hit the notification bell. We're here with my dude Gibbs, giving you another fire breakdown. Tonight, we're breaking down UFC 298, Volkanovski versus Topuria. That's going to be a very good, exciting fight. Stacked pay-per-view card coming up. What do you think about this card, bro? This is gonna be a stacked card.
Yeah, man. Hella bangers on this card, bro. Got Elliott Topuria, got Volk, man. You got Gary, you got Neil. I love this card, bro.
Definitely gonna be a good card, and I expect a couple dogs to hit. We're gonna talk about that later on in this video. So make sure to tune in. Make sure to watch the whole video. You're not gonna want to miss our picks, cause last night was a very, very good night for me, bro. I got 9 picks out of 14 fights correct. My dog of the card, like I told you, Max Griffin was gonna win, bro. But unfortunately, my 9.5 lock, bro, Joe Pyfer, shit the bed, bro. What'd you think about the last night's card?
Yeah, bro. It was actually a pretty good card for me. I went 8-5-1. I felt like Jeremiah Wells did enough. I'm glad you cashed your ticket, but I felt like Jeremiah Wells won the fight. Joe Pyfer called that, and I knew he wasn't that, bro. Like everybody bought into the hype. Wasn't me. I was the only one on, and I'm not over here tooting my horn, but I was the only one on YouTube who called Jack Hermansson. So just a little feather in my cap.
There you go, bro. That means you're sharp. You know about this shit. We both know about UFC, and that's why we're gonna get you another 9 or 10 picks correct for UFC 298. You already know what to do. This is the smoke sesh. We got one rolled up right here already. I got some Starstruck on deck, bro. This is some gas. This is some flames. What you got on deck tonight?
Yeah, I'm back with that Tropicana. So I couldn't go wrong with it last time, so I had to slide back that way.
All right, bro. That's not a problem. At least you got some smokes on deck. And if you smoke, make sure to light one up with us. But first, let's go over what happened last night. A recap of UFC Fight Night Hermansson versus Pyfer. And let me share my screen with you guys. Give me one moment. All right, here it goes. All right, guys. The first fight of the night was Daniel Marcos versus Aoki Lang. Ended in a no contest, unfortunately. Marcos was winning that fight by far. He was in two of my parlays, and unfortunately, that fight ended in a no contest. But we all know Marcos was on his way to a victory. My prediction was a knockout, and it was looking like it's going to be a knockout on that fight, bro. What do you think about this fight?
Yeah, man. Daniel's definitely on his way to looking like a TKO stoppage, man. But Aori got kicked in the balls. He decided he wasn't going to continue.
All right, guys. Next fight, Hyder Emil going against Fernie Garcia. Got the pick correct, and I got the outcome correct. Emil by knockout. He cashed in for me beautifully. I bet him live in that fight, and he won that fight for me. And I also bet fight doesn't go the distance at plus 160, bro. Let's go. I don't know why that was plus 160, but I immediately grabbed that, and that cashed beautifully for me. How'd you do with this fight?
Nice. This was a no bet for me, but I had to pick right. I for surely knew pre-tape and after tape that Hyder Emil was the side to be on.
Unfortunately, I think Fernie Garcia is probably going to get cut after this because this is his fourth straight knockout loss, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, four straight loss, and that's his first knockout loss in his career. Actually, I was like, wow.
Next fight, guys, got the pick correct, got the outcome correct. Here's another plus money bet for me. Gooskov going over Zach Pauga by knockout in the very first round. Zach Pauga is not UFC caliber. The dude is not good whatsoever. And Guskov cashed that bet for me, plus 140 knockout. Very beautiful for me. How about you, bro?
Yeah, that was my first bet of the night. Underdog call. Goose got by knockout. Was damn near pretty easy to pick.
Next fight, guys. Here's my dog of the card, Max Payne Griffin, coming out really nice for me. Plus 145 underdog, Max Griffin, and a very close fight against Jeremiah Wells. How'd you do with this fight, bro?
Yeah, I had Jeremiah Wells by decision. I didn't bet it or anything. Like I said, I'm a Max Payne fan, and that means that I had pretty clear eyes. And yeah, Jeremiah Wells won the first 2 rounds, but they gave it to Max Payne. I'm glad you cashed your ticket though.
Appreciate that, man. Next fight, guys. Got the pick wrong, got the outcome wrong. And honestly, I think Devin Clark did enough to win this fight. This was a closer fight than the judges said. I think it was 29-28 across the board, right? For this fight.
Yeah. Hmm.
So yeah, I don't think Marcin Preknia won all 3 rounds in my opinion, but it is what it is. Lost the pick, lost the bet. What'd you do on this fight?
Yeah, I said that this was the easiest fight to call on this card, and I was absolutely wrong. And I'm one of those guys when I'm wrong, I'll be the first one to say I'm absolutely wrong. Marcin Pacquiao is better than what we thought, man. He's good. He's elusive. He's good at making people look ugly. And yeah, man, he's pretty good.
Next fight, guys. Got the pick correct, got the outcome correct. Luma Lookboomy defeating Bruno Brazil via decision. Very close fight right there. Bruna Brazil is pretty impressive, man. She's got something in her. So I'm not gonna fade her completely just yet. But Luma Look Boomy did look better. She's the better fighter. And she beat her by decision. Very good fight.
Yeah, pretty easy to call. Lubumi getting in her grill. First round she was looking a little bad, but it's like Bruno Brazil ran out of juice and she was fighting Loma's fight.
Next fight, got the pick correct, but I got the outcome wrong. Bolaji Oki winning a decision against Timothy Kwamba. I mean, Bolaji Oki, man, I don't think he has too much outcome, too much output. Not a lot of activity in that fight, man. But hey, at least I got the pick correct. How'd you do in this fight?
Yeah, man. I thought Kwamba looked pretty good, if I'm being honest, because Kwamba he's actually a featherweight and he came up to 55. He looked big, he looked strong. But yeah, probably just not having a training camp, you could tell. I feel like if they had a training camp, I probably would maybe pick Kwamba because Oki didn't look that good to me, if I'm being honest. But hey, you got the dub.
Yeah, he looked a little bit slow and stocky in there.
Yeah,
Next fight,
I might be looking to fade him this next time. But yeah.
next fight, guys. Got the pick correct, got the outcome correct. Carlos Prates defeating Trevin Giles via knockout, as I predicted, as you see there. And I got that bet cast in for me beautifully. Made some money on Carlos Prates. Unfortunately, I don't think Trevin Giles isn't that good anymore, man. He's not a problem. He's not a problem at all. What'd you think about this fight?
Yeah, man. I thought Carlos Prates was looking kind of slow and he was looking a little drained in there until he got the knockout. Like, 'cause I ain't gonna sit here and act like Trevin Giles wasn't looking good up until that counter right. As soon as he landed, that's when it was over. But Trevin Giles, he was actually a minus 130 on the live line before the knockout. So, he was fighting a good fight up until that point.
Next fight, guys. Completely got the pick wrong and the outcome wrong. Petrosian can't defend a takedown to save his life. Rodolfo Vieira just completely dominating that fight. He got the takedown, and after that, it was game over, man. Rodolfo Vieira won by decision. What do you think about this fight?
Yeah, so I actually had a 3 leg parlay and I had Armin Petrosian in it. And I just had an inkling that Rodolfo Vieira was gonna get the first round submission. So I put that same parlay in and hedged it, and then I ended up getting a better line on that shit. So I was like, okay, cool with me. It's sometimes it's good when you just know the other guy's path to victory, minus just knowing your guy's path to victory, because that saved me last night.
Next fight, guys. And I told y'all he was going to win. Michael Johnson going over Darius Flowers. Darius Flowers isn't really good in the UFC, man. He's not good at all. He is in beast mode. He is not a beast mode fighter. I don't know why he has that nickname, but if you can't defeat an old 38-year-old Michael Johnson, then you might want to rethink your career. What do you think about this fight?
Yeah, you pretty much said it pretty to a T. Yeah, Darius Flowers didn't come out like he should have. Michael Johnson is a guy that he won, but you can't put your money on Michael Johnson. Like, no, because it only takes one shot to get him out of there, and Flowers couldn't even find that shot. So, like you said, bro, he might need to reconsider what he's doing.
Next fight, guys. Got the pick correct, got the outcome correct. Very good fight right here. Gregory Rodriguez knocking out Brad Tavares in the third round. He cashed that bet for me, and I knew he was gonna get that knockout because Brad Tavares. I don't think he had one knockout in his whole UFC career, and we all know that RoboCop has several knockouts. So that was the easy call in my book. How'd you do in this fight?
Yeah, man, it was pretty it's pretty simple to call as well. I thought Gregory Rodriguez was looking pretty good. Brad Tavares, he was looking a little slow out there to me. Gregory, he's a little hittable too, I must admit. But yeah, man, he needs to learn some head movement. But other than that, Gregory Rodriguez, man, a lot of output and nice hands.
Next fight, guys. Here's a disappointment in my book. Um, this fight, this fight was weird to me. Ihor Pretoria defeating Robert Rychek via decision. I didn't think this fight was going to the distance, folks. I thought someone was going to get knocked out or tapped out. And as you can see, I had Rychek by knockout, but he shit the bed, man. Ihor Pretoria coming in on short notice and disappointing a lot of people's bets, man, especially mine.
Yeah, man. Ihor Pretoria looked really good last night. Like, I'm not even gonna take this time to shit on Robert because Robert, he came out a little slow in the first round, but he was throwing the shots I've seen on a regional scene. I think it was just Ihor Pretoria coming out actually looking like the duelist out there. Yeah, man, Ihor Pretoria looked really good.
Next fight, guys. And I called this. Look at that. Dan Ige going over Andre Fili by knockout in the very first round. That was an easy call in my book. I knew Ige was going to get another 50K for that knockout. Andre Fili, he can get touched, man. He can get rocked, and I had a feeling that that was going to happen in this fight. And look what happened, man. Dan Ige getting that knockout.
Yeah, man, 50K Ige, bro. Every time he gets a knockout, he should expect 50K. And same thing yesterday, bro.
And then the main event of the evening, I had a 9.5 lock of the card. Joe Pyfer shitting the bed against Jack Hermansson. I thought that he looked good in the first two rounds, and then he just completely gassed after that, man. He just slowed down, and Jack Hermansson took over the fight for the remainder of that fight, and he won by decision. You got the pick correct, man. You got it right.
Yeah, bro. One could definitely say I had that 2020 vision, bro. I ain't gonna cap. Jack Hermansson came out looking good. I ain't gonna lie. The first two rounds he may have dropped. I give him that. But man, Pyfer, he just didn't respect. He didn't respect Hermansson. And I was out, and I'm not a told you so guy, but I went on my show. It takes a lot of nuts to be like, hey, it takes a lot of nuts. But yeah, Jack Hermansson, the guy who ain't won a fight in 3 years. He looked good, man. And yeah, Jack Hermansson, you cannot sleep on Jack Hermansson. He'll take your money.
Oh, he definitely took my money. That's for damn sure. So that was the recap for UFC Fight Night Hermansson versus Pyfer. And now we move on to the pay-per-view UFC 298 Volkanovski versus Poteria. That's going to be a banger, folks. A straight up. Let's start off with the first fight of the night. Scheduled in the women's flyweight division We have Andrea Lee versus Miranda Maverick. Andrea Lee, she's 13 and 8, 35 years old, 5'6", 69.5-inch reach. Miranda Maverick, she is 12 and 5, 26 years old, 5'3", 65.5-inch reach. Andrea Lee plus 170 underdog. Miranda Maverick is a minus 205 favorite. Before I give you the breakdown, folks, I haven't forgotten. I'm gonna light my shit up right now. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Andrea
Oh, be a
Lee.
god.
Andrea Lee. She's lost the last 3 out of her 5 fights. Not a good look. Miranda Maverick winning the last 3 out of her 5 fights. Andrea Lee losing to Natalia Silva, losing to Macy Barber, and Viviane Araujo. Those are all pretty decent losses. They're not bad losses whatsoever. So she hasn't won a fight in 2 years to Cynthia Calvillo, and then before that, Antonia Shevchenko. Miranda Maverick winning her last fight against Priscilla Cachoeira, losing to Jasmine Jasavicius, winning against Shayna Young, winning against Sabina Mazo, and losing to Erin Blanchfield. But I think she's gonna win this fight, bro. She's the much younger fighter, much fresher fighter, and she's on the come up, man. She's gonna be a top 10 fighter one day, in my opinion. Give me Miranda Maverick to win by decision. Confidence level is like a 6.5 out of 10. Who you got in this fight?
Yeah, bro. I might have to go ahead and go with Miranda Maverick as well. And let me tell you why. So you got a girl in Andrea Lee. In the UFC, taking a look at her career, bro, there's one pattern in every single one of her losses is she gets taken down and she gets controlled. Now, I will admit, in that fight versus Barber, Macy Barber, I thought she won that fight. I thought that she did enough. I thought she avoided the takedowns enough, and I thought she got her hand raised. But yeah, man, this is a fight where you got a girl, Miranda Maverick, where she's relentless with the takedowns, and she's gonna be trying to get her down. She's gonna be trying to beat her up, and even if the fight is on the feet, they're gonna be clinched up because Miranda Maverick gives women no room to do anything. So surprising first fight of the night, but there's absolutely a world where Miranda Maverick gets Andrea Lee gets Andrea Lee to the ground and submit her. So I'm going Miranda Maverick by submission in the first fight of the night. Confidence rate 6.
All right, submission. Okay, I can see that. Might do that double chance bet. I'm not sure if your book allows that, but my book
Yeah,
does like a double chance. So decision or
yeah.
submission.
I'm probably gonna go. I might go money line because you never know. This could go decision too, but you never know.
Next fight, guys, scheduled in the men's mid. Wait, what is this? Welterweight?
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
welterweight.
welterweight.
Welterweight division, and we have Val Woodburn versus Oban Elliott. Val Woodburn. He's 7 and 1, 30 years old, 5'8", reach unavailable. Oban Elliott, 9 and 2, 26 years old, 6 foot even, 72-inch reach. Oban Elliott coming in at plus 235 underdog. Oban Elliott at minus 290 favorite. Val Woodburn made his UFC debut in his last fight against Bo Nickel, and he didn't do too bad until he got knocked out in that fight. He was looking all right. He was looking pretty decent in that fight. And Oban Elliott, I believe, making his UFC debut, coming off his Contender Series win against Kayak Brito. And I think this is going to be a much closer fight than the number says. To be honest, man, I think his line is way too wide, minus 290 favorite. I don't think that Oban Elliott is that dangerous of a fighter. To be honest, I think that Val Woodburn is a more dangerous fighter than Oban Elliott is. I think he's got more power. I think he's got more speed, and he's more explosive, in my opinion. But as you can see here, I did pick Elliott to win this fight, and I'm sticking with that pick just because I think that Elliott is more impressive than Val Woodburn, like more athletic. if that makes sense. So give me Elliott in a close fight by decision. Confidence level is a 6.
Yeah, bro. I'm actually on the same side as you. Go ahead and give me Oban Elliott. And let me tell you why. So you got a guy in Val Woodburn. What is he trying to do? He has he has power in his hands, but he's trying to all he really has is a knockout. Um, he goes in here, he's real sloppy, throwing these big bombs, big hooks, meaty hooks. He's a big guy. So and he fought Bo Nickel at middleweight, so he's coming down in this one. And you got a guy, Oban Elliott. He's just like a striker, and he has no power, like bro alluded to. Um, he can't finish anything. He can't even finish a six-piece chicken nugget. So I'm just like, how is he gonna come in here and finish Val Woodburn? It's not gonna happen. Um, there's a world where Val Woodburn comes in here and knocks this man out. It absolutely is. We've seen Kai Brito on the Dana White Contender Series almost knock Oban Elliott out, and that was a split decision. Go ahead and give me Val Woodburn, the underdog, to knock Oban Elliott out. Confidence rates
Okay.
of 6.
I'm not betting this fight though. Just want to make that clear. Next fight, guys. Scheduled in the men's welterweight division, we got Josh Quinlan versus Danny Barlow. Josh Quinlan at 6-1, 31 years old, 6 foot even, 72-inch reach. Danny Barlow, he's 7-0, 28 years old, 6 foot 2, 80-inch reach. Josh Quinlan plus 155 favorite underdog. Danny Barlow minus 180 favorite. Josh Quinlan lost his last fight to Trey Waters, winning against Jason Witt and winning his contender series fight against Logan Urban. Danny Barlow, he's making his UFC debut and he's coming off a very good win, his contender series against Reham Forrest. And I think he's going to knock out Josh Quinlan, guys. Josh Quinlan is chinny. He can get knocked out, he can get rocked. And I believe he was caught on the juice, right? Not too long
Yep,
ago.
yep. He was on
So,
steroids after his Dana White Contender Series fight. He was out for a year. Yep.
so that's not a good look either. So yeah, give me Danny Barlow to continue his undefeated streak, 8-0. Might throw him in a parlay. I'm thinking about it. Give me Danny Barlow. My confidence level is a 6.5 out of 10.
Hey man, I'm right there with you, brother. Go ahead and give me Danny Barlow to knock Josh Quinlan out. And let me tell you why, man. So Josh Quinlan, a guy who does not do well with longer guys. We've seen that in his last fight with Trey Waters. He's slow. Sometimes he can just get caught staring. And just in the last one, he just couldn't get going. Um, Josh Quinlan, just like CJ alluded to, a guy who got caught on the PEDs, and he has not looked the same ever since he got caught on it. Because he knocked out Jason Witt, he was on the juice, and that was his first fight, the Trey Waters fight back, and he just looked like shit. So you got a guy in Danny Barlow who was looking great against Raheem Forrest, and that's everything in his career. Every time he's shown in his career, he just knocks people out. There was one fight, I forget the name of the guy he was fighting, but he had rocked him and then he got back though. So he's shown that he can bounce back. But a guy like Josh Quinlan, I don't think he's going to be able to get in his range. There's a world where he could, but I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and go Danny Barlow, the debutant, to win. I'm not as confident as CJ is, but I'm going to go 5 out of 10, Danny Barlow.
Next fight, guys, scheduled in the men's light heavyweight division. This is going to be a scrap right here. This fight might not go the distance. We got Mingyang Zhang versus Brendson Ribeiro. Mingyang Zhang, he's 16-6, 25 years old, 6'2", 75-inch reach. Brendson Ribeiro, he's 15-5, 27 years old, 6'3", 81-inch reach. Mingyang Zhang, he's a minus 140 favorite. Brendson Ribeiro, he's a plus 120 underdog. And I think that Brendson Ribeiro is a much better fighter than Mingyang Zhang. He shouldn't be an underdog. He should be the favorite in this fight, in my opinion. He's got more power, better jiu-jitsu, in my opinion, and probably a little bit better cardio as well, because I've seen Mingyang Zhang slow down in his fights. But he's on a really impressive winning streak right now. So that scares me a little bit. I might stay away from this fight money line wise, but I am definitely betting the under in this fight. Give me Brendson Ribeiro to win by knockout, TKO, or submission. My confidence level is like a 5.5 out of 10. Staying away money line wise though, bro, because this is an iffy fight. What do you think about this fight?
Yeah, so this is a barn burner. We got two guys who are known for finishing or getting finished. Um, Brendson Ribeiro, he was a big underdog versus Diego Lopes on the Dana White's Contender Series. He was actually the biggest underdog in Dana White's Contender Series history. So he's coming. He's known to be a dog. Um, he has slick hands. He's powerful. Like bro alluded to, his jujitsu, it's not through the roof, but he if you fucking get lackadaisical on that ground, he'll get you in a nasty triangle or arm bar. Mingyang, he's sloppy to me. He has been absolutely knocking people out and finishing people in his last 6 fights, actually. But I just think that Brendson is going to show him something he hasn't seen, but he has, bro. He has seen it, but just not in the UFC. He's going to show him big bombs, a guy who's well rounded, and Yang just hasn't seen the style of matchup, a guy who can beat you in any way. And the guy in Mean Zhang Yang, we've seen him lose in every single way. So give me Brendson Ribeiro to knock out him in probably the first round. And my confidence, I'm actually pretty confident this one. I got 6 on here. So go ahead and give me the knockout.
Let's go. I'm so glad we're saying eye to eye on that dog, bro. Plus 120. That's not a bad line, man. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it.
We do pretty good on this show when we line up together.
Yes, sir. I agree. Next fight, guys, scheduled in the men's bantamweight division, we have Rinya Nakamura versus Carlos Vera. Rinya Nakamura, undefeated at 8-0, 28 years old, 5'7", 68-inch reach. Carlos Vera, 11-3, 36 years old, 5'6", 69.5-inch reach. Rinya Nakamura coming in as a huge favorite, minus 850. I think he's the biggest favorite on this card. Coming against Carlos Vera, plus 540 underdog. That to me means Rinya Nakamura should come in here and finish him in a round. And we've seen Nakamura go to a decision as of late. He went to a decision against Fernie Garcia, and we know that Fernie Garcia just got finished. He did win his against Toyoshi Kazama by KO, and he won his road to UFC fight against Yohi Nos. Carlos Vera on a 4-fight winning streak. He's making his UFC debut at 36 years old. I think he's coming in here just to get fed to Rinya Nakamura, guys. But there's no value whatsoever on Rinya Nakamura, unfortunately. Hopefully, the inside the distance prop could suffice. I'm taking the double chance. I'm taking him by knockout, TKO, or decision. Not sure what the line is yet. That line hasn't dropped yet. But I'm going Rinya Nakamura on this fight. Confidence level is like an 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah, bro. You pretty much had a perfect breakdown because a lot of things I will be repeating. So Rinya Nakamura, man, the hybrid, a guy who everybody thought he was a world beater. He came in, Fernie Garcia, he went to a decision with him. And then Kazama, he finished Kazama, a guy that I'm not too high on, and a guy everybody's finishing. Rinya Nakamura, he's not the most dangerous guy when it comes to these high-level guys, and his track record is showing it at this point. If we're gonna ask, if somebody were to ask me who's the more dangerous guy in this fight, it's Carlos Vera all day. It's Carlos Vera all day. This guy has legit jiu-jitsu. And if Rinya Nakamura is not on his P's and Q's for a whole 15 minutes, he could be finding himself in a guillotine because Carlos Vera's last two submissions and wins are coming via guillotine. This guy, he is coming in the UFC absolutely too late. And one could say he shouldn't get fed here. But I just seen last week, yesterday in that main event, Joe Pyfer was supposed to be getting fed to Jack Hermansson. What happened? So at the end of the day, these guys got to go out here and do this. And Carlos Vera is not a guy you want to play around with. Nakamura, this better be the fight he gets him out of here because you don't want to play around with a guy Carlos Vera too long. I'm going Rinya Nakamura. I'm going TKO, but like CJ alluded to, there's no value on this fight because even if you put Rinya Nakamura by stoppage, it's no guarantee he stops him because he couldn't finish Fernie Garcia. And that's no disrespect to Fernie because he's went 15 fights without being finished, but we just see him get finished by a debutant yesterday. So that's my point. I got Rinya Nakamura. Stay away fight though, boys and women.
Yep, absolutely. Next fight, guys. I'm excited to break down this fight. Scheduled in the men's heavyweight division, we got Marcos Rogério de Lima versus Justin Tafa. Marcos Rogério de Lima, he is 21-9, 38 years old, 6'1", 75-inch reach. Justin Tafa, 7-3, 30 years old, 6 foot even, and a 74-inch reach. This fight is very interesting. We got a veteran fighter, Marcos Rogério de Lima. He's fought everyone in the heavyweight division pretty much. And he's almost in the top 15 in this division. He lost his last fight, though, to Derek Lewis by flying knee. Nobody saw that coming. And Derek Lewis was an underdog in that fight, and I took Derek Lewis in that fight. Let's go. But he was on a little winning streak before that, two winning streak against Waldo Cortez Acosta, but Acosta, he's a clown. All he does is dance. He won against an old Andrea Arlovski, losing to Blagoy Albanov and winning against Ben Rothwell. Okay, we can say that Marcos Rogério de Lima, he has fought the tougher competition, and he has more experience than Justin Tafa, right? But Justin Tafa hits like a truck. The dude has one punch knockout power. And he's got really good boxing. His hands are very, very fast, bro, for a heavyweight. He won his last fight against Austin Lane. No contest against Austin Lane, so they rematched that fight, and I called it. He was going to knock him out. Knocked out Parker Porter, knocked out Harry Hunsucker, and he's going to knock out Marcos Rogério de Lima. He was a plus 152 when I grabbed him. He's a plus 125 now. So you already know people are putting money on him, and he's going to be my dog of the card for UFC 298. My confidence level is a 7. Let's go.
All right. So I absolutely have Justin Tafa in this matchup too, man. And I had to look up because pre-tape, you're wondering like what is up with this number. And yeah, but they're scared of the wrestling from De Lima. They're scared of the cardio from Justin Tafa. They're scared because they know they know if Justin Tafa cannot get him out of here in the first round, it's probably going to be bad for us. And I'm on the Tafa side because the volatility on the Tafa side is to be not denied. And we just see De Lima, he just got knocked out maybe 4 months ago. He's coming back way too quick. That was a flush knee that landed on the chin of Derek Lewis. And, coming back too early, that can pay dividends. And you guys will find out later in a later breakdown. When you come back too early from a knockout, things usually don't end well. I got to go Justin Tafa, first round knockout. But I'm saying this on record. If Justin Tafa does not get him out of there in the first round, it's Rodrigo de Lima all day.
Okay. Okay. I can see that, but just keep in mind, bro. The Lima's almost 39 years old, bro. He's old and slow now, so his cardio might not be up there either.
Oh
Keep that
yeah,
in mind. So
absolutely.
this
Yeah,
might
I don't
turn
think he's
into
gonna get out of the first round, but it's just that if when these fighters get extended, it turns it's a fight within the fight, turns a whole nother
if this
fight.
fight goes past the first round, it's gonna be a sloppy, sweaty fight, bro.
Yeah,
But I'm rolling the dice, bro. Give me Tafa by knockout. Let's go. And I'm gonna bet his knockout prop too.
nice. I got him, like you said, I got him at 152. I didn't get in as early as you did, but the number is dwindled,
No,
so we got in
we
early.
got the same thing. We got the same thing. Plus 152,
Okay,
bro.
okay, cool, bet.
Next fight, guys, is scheduled in the women's strawweight division. We have Amanda Lemos versus Mackenzie Dern. Very interesting fight right here. Amanda Lemos, she's 13-3, 36 years old, 5'4", 65-inch reach, minus 135 favorite. Mackenzie Dern, 13-4, 30 years old, 5'4", 63-inch reach, plus 115 underdog. And Amanda Lemos, she's won the last 3 out of her 5 fights. Mackenzie Dern winning the last 2 out of her 5 fights. We all know that Amanda Lemos, she's got knockout power. She can knock out almost anyone in the strawweight division. Mackenzie Dern got really good jiu-jitsu and a decent ground game. Her wrestling is not that great. Amanda Lemos is gonna win this fight, folks. She's gonna knock Mackenzie Dern out because Mackenzie Dern is very hittable. She can get hit. She can get rocked. We've seen that happen before. She did lose to knockout to Jessica Andrade. That was 2 months ago, and she's coming back very quick to another knockout artist. So give me Amanda Lemos by knockout. My confidence level is a 6.5 out of 10. Who you got, bro?
Yeah, man. And here's what I would say. This is the most interesting fight on the card from a betting perspective. Cause if Amanda, not Amanda, if Mackenzie Dern and Andrade never had fought, this line would be flip flopped easily. Because, and let me tell you why. This is how I tell you how I know that. Because when Andrade fought Lemos, Lemos was a plus 190 versus Andrade. When Mackenzie Dern fought her, she was a minus 205. So they thought that Mackenzie was going to beat Andrade, and they thought that Amanda Lemos was going to lose. And that's facts. So, if that knockout probably wouldn't have happened, Mackenzie Dern would absolutely be the favorite. And if nobody gets knocked out in this fight, it's Mackenzie Dern all day. This is a really weird fight. Because I'm going Mackenzie Dern. I gotta go Mackenzie Dern. I'm not trying to be hypocritical, but Amanda Lemos, she's an opportunistic knockout artist. She has power in her hands, but if she doesn't find a knockout here, it's gonna be Mackenzie Dern all day and twice on Sundays. Today is Sunday. I have to go Mackenzie Dern. I'm plugging my nose. I'm going Mackenzie Dern. Confidence rates are not too confident, but 5.
Okay.
Submission.
Next fight, guys. Another very interesting, very good fight right here. This is going to be a banger, folks. Scheduled in the men's middleweight division, we have Anthony Hernandez versus Roman Kopylov. Anthony Hernandez, 11-2, 30 years old, 6 foot even, 75-inch reach. He is a minus 180 favorite. Roman Kopylov, he's 12-2, 32 years old, 6 foot even, 75-inch reach, plus 150 underdog. Both men are virtually identical in the height and in the reach. They're not too far from the age either. Anthony Hernandez is 2 years younger, so that's not too far off. He's on a good winning streak right now, a 4-fight winning streak, winning against Edmund Shabazian, Mark Andre Burrio, Josh Friend, and Rodolfo Vieira. Very good win right there. that winner's aging well. But Roman Kopylov, bro, the dude is a monster. He can knock anyone out, in my opinion. He knocked out Josh Fremd, knocked out Claudio Ribeiro, knocked out Puñal Duriano, and knocked out Aliso Di Chirico. But he did lose to Albo Duraev, and that's a that's a little bit sus right there. But I can excuse him for that because he's been looking like a monster ever since. And he's my second dog of the card for UFC 298. I think Roman Kopylov is going to knock out Anthony Hernandez in this fight. Anthony Hernandez definitely has the better grappling and the better wrestling and probably better cardio as well. But Roman Kopylov, bro, his boxing and his power is something else. Give me Kopylov by knockout. Plus 150, I'm definitely betting that. And you guys should too. Who you going for, bro?
Yeah. So pre-tape, and that is absolutely a thing. Pre-tape, it was Fluffy Hernandez all day. Then I went in and dived a little bit into Anthony Hernandez's career. And these losses that he has on his career, a guy like Kevin Holland, tall, lanky striker, boxer, got him out of there with the hands, led to the body shot, then went upstairs and then got him out of there. Mark Smith had no choice but stop it. Roman Kopylov, he's on a 4-fight win streak. He did lose to Albert Duraev. When he came, but he was coming off a year and a half layoff in that fight that he had lost to Duraev in. So the layoffs, man, that ring rust is a real thing. Pre-tape, like I said, I had Hernandez. I gotta go Roman Kopylov here. We've just seen too many times, well, not too many times, but we've just seen that Roman Kopylov can come in here and get his game plan off. And Josh Fremd was trying to get him down. He couldn't get him down. Anthony Hernandez, he couldn't finish Josh Fremd. Roman Kopylov finished Josh Fremd. Roman Kopylov finished Fremd in the second round. That was one of my biggest single bets ever. And yeah, man, it's probably going to be another second round TKO here in this one. And he's coming in. If he knocks out Anthony Hernandez, this will be the last time we see Kopylov as a dog for a long time because, man, he's 1-1 as a dog already. So we probably won't see that dog tag on him no more. Go ahead and give me Kopylov.
The only thing that worries me here is this is a huge step up in competition.
Huge step up. And we're taking a flyer here. Let's make that clear. We're taking a flyer because if these guys fight 10 times, I would say Anthony Hernandez probably wins maybe 6 or 5 times. You're not going to knock Anthony Hernandez out every time. So we're taking a flyer here, man.
Yeah, but I just like Kopylov's. He got good kickboxing as well, bro. His kicks are lethal, man.
Yeah, and then an intangible thing that I've noticed, Kopylov shows up on these UFC cards. He's 2-0 on UFC events.
All right, let's go, bro. Let's go. I'm glad we see eye to eye on this one. Next fight, guys. This is going to be a wrestling fest right here, folks. Scheduled in the men's bantamweight division, we got Merab Dvalishvili versus Henry Cejudo. I think I pronounced his name right. Merab Dvalishvili. He's 16-4, 33 years old, 5'6", 68-inch reach. Henry Cejudo, the Olympian, he's 16-3, 37 years old, 5'4", with a 67.5-inch reach. Like I said, this is going to be a wrestling fest because both of these gentlemen both got really good wrestling, really good grappling, really good cardio, especially Merab. The dude just keeps coming at you with takedown after takedown after takedown. And he's got decent striking as well. His striking is pretty lethal. He can knock you out. Henry Cejudo, a former champion, but he did lose his last fight to Aljamain Sterling. And before that, he was on a almost 4-year layoff because he did retire. And he is getting a little older, man. He's 37 years old. Merab Dvalishvili, he's in his prime. He's at 33 years old, and he's been on a tear, man. He's been beating everyone right and left, and I think he's going to beat Henry Cejudo in this fight. And guess what, dude? Merab is my lock of the card for UFC 298. My confidence level is about a 9. I think he's gonna win this fight because Henry Cejudo is not his former self anymore, man. He's not the same Triple C when he was fighting in the past. So give me Davlashvili to win.
Yeah, man. Shit. I think y'all need to lock it up. That's double locks for the fight, man. Go ahead and give me Rob the Machine Devalas Willie, man. This is gonna I ain't gonna say this is gonna be the least competitive fight on the card, but it just might be, man. Henry Cejudo, he couldn't get nothing off going versus Aljamain Sterling. He looked old, he looked slow. A guy like Merab, man, he probably has like the most fitting name in the UFC as far as nicknames goes. The Machine, the guy does not stop. Um, everybody thought he was gonna lose versus Piotr Jan. That
Not
was
me.
clearly, yeah, nah. And yeah, I got that on my page. Clearly, I'm like, nah, man, give me Murad Davalos Willie. That's easy. But a lot of people thought Young was going to win, and yeah, they were all wrong. Man, Marab is a guy. If it wasn't for Aljamain Sterling, he probably would be the champ by now. Henry Cejudo, he's been a champ for a while. When he before he retired, he only had one defense as a bantamweight champ, and then he never defended that flyweight title to my knowledge. So it's just like, hey man, you really just be moving around. So Henry Cejudo, a guy who retired after beating Dominic Cruz, and that was probably the biggest mistake of his career because his prime years he was on the sideline. It's just not a good fight for him, man. Even if they were in their prime, I'm going Murad Davalis Willie. Um, what I will say is Henry Cejudo, he's the better striker in this fight. If Henry can find a way to hurt him, that's his only path to victory in this fight. But Murad, decision, TKO, submission, he has all the upside as far as like a grounded pound, but not on the feet. In my mind, it is Henry Cejudo. But I gotta go Merab, Davalos Willie, 8 is the confidence. And we're going knockout. I'm gonna go ground and pound TKO.
Bro, on the minus 190 line is not that bad. That's a good value in my opinion.
That's an anchor right there, brother.
Yes, sir. And I put him in like two parlays already. Like I said, he's my lock. And does your book offer the takedown props as well?
No, I'm on FanDuel, and to my knowledge, they don't have those.
I got FanDuel plus Bet Online. On Bet Online, you can bet like how many takedowns you think he's gonna get.
Okay,
I think I'm gonna put at least 4 or 5, bro. 4 or 5
I see that.
takedowns. Yes, sir. Let's go. I mean, he attempts like 10 of them in the first round.
Yeah,
next,
exactly though.
next fight, guys. Scheduled in the men's welterweight division. This fight is gonna be a very back and forth fight, very close fight right here, folks. And it's scheduled in the men's welterweight division. We got Jeff Neal versus Ian Machado Gary. Jeff Neal, 15-5, 33 years old, 5'11", 75-inch reach, plus 195 underdog. Ian Machado Gary undefeated at 13-0. He is 6'3", 74-inch reach, and he is a minus 245 favorite. I think that line is a little bit off because Jeff Neal, he wasn't looking bad against Shavkat Rachmanov, bro. He was giving him problems in that fight until he got submitted. Ian Machado Gary, though, he's got elite striking, bro. He's got very good boxing. He's fast. He's got good head movement. But Jeff Neal, though, like his nickname says, he's got hands of steel. He's got knockout power. He's got good boxing himself. And they both got pretty good cardio. But I just think that Ian Machado Gary is just a little bit better than Jeff Neal. I'm not betting the money line, though, because I don't think that money line is justifiable for Ian Machado Gary, especially pulling out of his last fight. They should have rebooked that fight, but they gave him Jeff Neal. That's okay. I'm going with Ian Machado Gary to win by decision. I don't think he's gonna put out Jeff Neal. My confidence level is like a 5.5 out of 10, bro. I'm staying away from this fight.
Yeah. So I'm going hands of steel Neal, man. Give me Jeff Neal to knock Ian Gary out at UFC 298, man, in Anaheim, California. So we got Jeff Neal coming in versus Shavkat Rakhmonov in his last one. He looked great in that last fight. Yeah, he got finished, but everybody who stepped in there with Shavkat's been finished. We just seen Wonder Boy get finished, and what would happen? What would happen if Shavkat fought Ian Gary? So and that's that. So yeah, Ian Gary, a guy who pulled out his last fight due to pneumonia. And when you have pneumonia, I had a cousin who had it. It deals with the lungs, man. You have short term effects and you have long term effects. And Gary better hope that he's not having long term effects from that pneumonia because if you slow down or at any moment or show you're hurt at any moment versus Jeff Neal, it's not going to be good for you. Jeff Neal is very tough. He's the last guy to beat Bilal Muhammad. Um, Vicente Luque, he got finished by Jeff Neal, and Ian Gary was about to fight Vicente Luque. And guess what? I took Vicente Luque in that fight. So in my mind, if I thought Vicente Luque was going to beat Ian Gary, the guy that got knocked out and that got a brain hemorrhage by that guy in Jeff Neal, what's going to happen to him? That's a real question. I'm anybody listening, I'm ready.
Why you keep fading Gary though?
Bro, and the reason why I'm fading Gary is a fantastic striker. But he is scared. He doesn't want to get punched. He does not want to get punched. And I'm not saying that he can't take a punch, but we've seen what happens in Song Kanan when Song Kanan touched that chin, man. That as soon as he touched that chin, and these are the first, let's make this clear, these are the first two fights that I faded Gary. You know, I had took him versus D-Rod, had him in by knockout in that one.
Like I told you, I'm not too confident in that pick, bro. I'm staying away from this fight, bro. I am.
Absolutely.
I'm not betting this fight, not the over, not the under, not the money line, nothing, bro.
I might
I
find
just think
myself on Jeff Neal knockout though. That's where I'm kind of at right now.
I just think that Gary can outpoint Neil. He's a good point winner.
You're right about that. If it goes to decision, I would probably want to have an Ian Gary ticket in my hand. But I guess here the way I'm seeing it, if we're talking about a finish happening, in my mind, it's going to be Jeff Neal finishing Ian Gary. And I could be wrong. I'm taking a flyer here, but this card is very sketchy. And one of my best suits are finding the sketchy fights. Even if Ian Gary doesn't get knocked out and he wins his fight, this will absolutely be the most trouble that we've seen him in, and it's just not a justifiable line. That's it.
Next fight, guys, scheduled for the co-main event of the evening. Here's another good scrap right here. Scheduled in the men's middleweight division, we got Robert Whitaker versus Paulo Costa. Robert Whitaker, he is 24-7, 33 years old, 6 foot even, 73.5-inch reach. Paulo Costa, 14-2, 32 years old, 6 foot 1, 72-inch reach. Robert Whitaker, minus 220 favorite. Paulo Costa, a plus 180 underdog. We haven't seen Paulo Costa in forever. He hasn't fought in a year and 5 months, and he won to a decision to Luke Rockhold, folks. If you think Paulo Costa's going to win this fight, I got another thing to tell you. Robert Whitaker has the better cardio, the better boxing, and the better striking. The only thing Paulo Costa has is more power and more explosiveness. But Robert Whitaker is definitely going to be faster. He's going to have more cardio, better boxing, like I said, better striking, a former champion. I mean, he did lose his last fight to Dricus du Plessis, but Dricus du Plessis is now the middleweight champion. Before that, he went against Marvin Vettori, losing to Israel Adesanya. That's an excusable loss. Winning to Kevin Gaslam and Jared Cannonier. Paulo Costa, man, he just pulls out of fights. I don't even think this fight's gonna happen, to be honest, because Paulo Costa just keeps pulling out of fights. Before his last win, a decision win to an old ass Luke Rockhold. He lost to Marlon Vittori. He lost to Israel Adesanya, winning to Joel Romero. He's not in the UFC anymore, and winning against Uriah Hall. He's not in the UFC anymore. Come on, guys. Robert Whitaker is damn near a lock. That's the parlay right there. Robert Whitaker and Merab, bro. I'm about to bet that after this show. That's gonna be a good parlay right there for you guys. Who you going for in this fight?
Yeah, bro. I'm actually on the Robert Whitaker side as well. And yeah, there's no way you can pick Paulo Costa. Like you just said, we don't even know if he's gonna even show up. We could just be wasting the next 5-10 minutes here talking about this fight, man. But it's a banger. If they show up, it's gonna be a banger. And I think this is gonna be the fight where we actually see Robert Whitaker get him a finish. Cause if we just look at it like the style in Paulo Costa, Paulo, he doesn't take steps back, man, and he's gonna be in Robert's face. And Robert, like you alluded to, man, he has Paulo Costa in every facet of this fight, other than power. Um, I like his footwork. Robert Whitaker has some of the best footwork. He's bouncy on it. He's gonna be bouncing up and down, just popping at him as I drop my phone. He's gonna just be popping him. So I love that in Robert Whitaker. Yeah, Drake has knocked him out, but that was Drake's. You know, I think only a couple people, a couple handful of people knew that that was going to happen. Include me. So, you got to excuse him for that. You know, I just feel like Robert Whitaker, he's going to absolutely find the chin, and he's going to make Paulo Costa quit. We've seen Paulo Costa quit by Israel Adesanya, and that was like he barely clipped him in the back of the head, and he sat down and got rolled like a pony. And go check it if y'all don't believe me. Give me Robert by knockout. And I ain't gonna lie to you, man. My confidence rate, I got it on here as a 7. I'm gonna go ahead and go 7.5, man. Robert Whitaker, baby.
Bro, I just placed that parlay as you were speaking. I got Merab with Robert Whitaker at plus 119.
Nice. That's actually a good line. I'm about to go ahead and snag that line too.
There, there you guys go. There you guys go. That's the parlay lock of the card. Merab Davlashvili and Robert Whitaker plus 119 as we speak. Make sure to make that play, guys. That's gonna hit for sure. Next fight, guys, scheduled in the main event of the evening for UFC 298, Volkanovski versus Topuria, and it's for the UFC Featherweight Championship of the World. Before I give you my pick, before we give you our breakdown, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to like the video. Comment on the video who your dog of the card is, your lock of the card, your picks, who you think is going to win this fight. This is going to be a very good, exciting fight, guys. This fight is going to be intense. It's going to be insane because both guys go at it. Both guys got finishing ability. But let's go over it. We got Alexander Volkanovski, the current champion, 26-3, 35 years old, 5'6", 71.5-inch reach. Elliott Topuria, he's undefeated at 14-0. He's 27 years old, 5'7", 69-inch reach. Like I said, this is going to be a very good, exciting fight, very close fight. I wish I had a blunt right now, but I just finished my blunt, bro. um, I was going back and forth on this fight, guys. To be honest, we got a young, up and coming, dangerous fighter in Ilya Topuria, undefeated at 14-0. No one has defeated him yet. But let's be honest, guys. Alexander the Great Volkanovski, he has fought the tougher competition. He's got great cardio, great boxing, finishing ability. He can also submit you, great wrestling, great grappling. He's pretty good anywhere the fight goes. Ilya Topuria, he's got knockout power. And he's got pretty good wrestling himself. The only thing that raise there. No, there's a couple red flags in this fight. A couple red flags in this fight. Alexander Volkanovski was chasing greatness. That's why his nickname is the Great. He was trying to chase greatness and fought the best fighter in the UFC going on right now, in my opinion. He's not my favorite fighter, but he's the best fighter in my opinion, which is Islam Makhachev, losing twice to him. And the last fight was 3 months ago, and he lost by a really bad, brutal knockout, folks. That head kick was so freaking bad, and then followed up by a couple punches, making sure he was done for. That was a bad knockout. And like I said, Topuria has knockout power. I'm not sure if Volkanovski has 100% healed from that yet. He's coming back too soon, in my opinion, guys. I'm going with Elliott Topuria and new champion. My confidence level is like a 6. I'm not betting this fight. I'm just gonna enjoy this fight as a fan. But I'm gonna bet the fight doesn't go the distance. I'm hoping it's plus money. Let's go.
Yeah. So let me put this going out real quick. So something that's pretty interesting on this show. Well, let's say 2024. In 2024 UFC breakdowns, I am 4-0 in calling the main events, and that's Magomed, Duplessis, Nasruddin Mavov, and Jack Hermansson last week. And I do not plan on losing again. Give me Elliott Topuria to knock Volk out.
Let's
And
go.
let me tell you why, man. Elliott Topuria, man, a guy who has stone hands. If his nickname wasn't El Matador and his nickname was Hands of Steel, I wouldn't question his nickname, yeah. I wouldn't question his nickname. Alexander Volkanovski, a guy who any day of the week he will stand and bang with you. And this is just not a fight that you want to stand and bang. Um, like, let's be honest with you. Like, if let's say Volk decides to not want to stand and bang, Elliott Topuria is the better grappler. Like, he might not be the bigger man, and we're gonna find out because one thing that we can't really measure is strength. There has to be like an eye test thing. The strength in which these fighters are is going to be the most important thing in this fight because of the grappling exchanges. I just feel like if this fight stays on the feet for more than 10 minutes, man, that's just going to be too much volatility for Volk to handle. And on my breakdown on my show, I said anybody who knows me personally knows that I am a massive Volk fan. And fights where I'm a fan of somebody, I usually tend to do well in those, man. I just think Elliott Topuria and new. It's a 63% percent chance that the challenger since 2012 will take the belt from the champ. The champ, only the ratio of a champ defending the belt is 1.5 ratio. Volk has surpassed that ratio by a lot, and you can't keep winning, man. He's 10-0 as a favorite. Everything says Volk, but the one thing that we measured is he's coming back too early. That is the most important thing in here, So he's not going to be able to take the left foot that he would be able to had took maybe 2 months ago. Man, give me Elliott Topuria knockout, man. It's going to be a pretty confident one. I'm confident probably at 8. So that's that, man.
And you spoke about his nickname. Do you know what El Matador means?
What is it?
The killer.
That is a very fitting name. That's a very fitting name.
Yes, sir. I'm going for the killer, Elliott Topuria by knockout. My confidence level is a 6 because Volkanovski is a tough dude, man. He used to be a rugby league player. He used to be a heavyweight, believe it or not, folks. And he cut down in weight just to be on this weight class. He can bully people. That's a strategy, bro. Is to bully people. But I don't think he can bully Topuria in this spot. Um, and like we both said, bro, just coming back too soon from that really bad knockout to Islam Makhachev. I don't think he's fully recovered from that. So give me Topuria I'm close to betting it, bro. I'm betting the fight doesn't go the distance though for sure. That's gonna be a good bet.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna wait for I'm waiting KO. I'm gonna probably wait KO and then probably play probably have a quarter unit on a submission because Elliott Topuria has 8 submissions on his record. You cannot sleep on a submission.
So that was the breakdown, folks, for UFC 298 Volkanovski versus Topuria. Very good fight, very good card, very solid card. We hope you enjoy the picks. We hope you enjoy the bets. We'll be back next week. What's the next card? Do you know what the next card is?
Yeah, it's Brandon Royval versus Moreno. So and they actually already fought before. That's February 24th to my knowledge. So
And yeah, that's in the Mexico card, right? Mexico City.
yep.
UFC Fight Night Moreno versus Royval 2. You also got Rodriguez versus Ortega. That's going to be a very good fight. Early lean, bro. I'm going with Moreno to win and Rodriguez to win.
Yeah, early lean. I'm going Royval and I'm going Rodriguez.
Just keep in mind, bro, Royval just had a war with Pantoja not too long ago.
Yeah,
And
the grappling, I agree though, but the violence, and I gotta go to boxing. The boxing on Royval is too slick.
all
We gonna
right,
see.
guys. One more thing. I want to give you guys one little extra pick for tonight's Super Bowl. I got two bets. I got Kansas City Chiefs money line plus 110, and I got Travis Kelsey to score an anytime touchdown plus 100. That's my bets for tonight, and I think
Okay.
the Chiefs are going to win.
Yeah, man. So I have a parlay in for the Chiefs to not lose by more than a touchdown, and that's kind of juiced. And then I have Rashid Rice to have more than 60 yards. And that right now, I got that. I put that in 2 weeks ago. So that is plus 10 right now. So 110, you can get that.
You going for the Chiefs?
Yeah, I think the Chiefs are going to win, but it was weird. I was like having an inkling that the 49ers could get it done. This is a very close game. I just have it to be a close game and Rashid Rice to get some
And
yards.
the reason that I put Kelsey to score touchdowns because Taylor Swift, bro. That's the only thing. That's the only reason. You know she's gonna be at the game, bro. He's gonna get a touchdown for sure.
I
But
can
that
see
was the
it.
breakdown, folks. Enjoy the Super Bowl, and we'll be back next week. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to like us. Any final words, Gibbs, bro?
Hey, man, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. And man, sure, we'll be back, man, for these picks, man. We here every week. We're coming to the top, so join us for the top.
Let's go. All right, guys, we're out of here. Take it easy.